Good morning guys, and welcome to this edition of Hikelopedia. We're starting today with some breakfast. I'm in Wufeng, I can't say this place right, in Taichung, and I've just been to a place I saw online and the food looked really good for breakfast, but then I found out there's no eating in, so I had to take out, so I'm back in the car with my breakfast. Check out this box of delight. It's Quang Ro Fan, a couple of nice pieces of fatty porks, a lot of vegetables and some rice. All this deliciousness for just $45, which is a really good price. Really looking forward to it. So first I'm going to have some breakfast and then we'll get on to the subject of today's video. Oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Now that is a hearty breakfast. Absolutely delicious. Well, the gravy on this pork is so good. It's been stewed for a long time, I would say. It packs so much into this small box. Gravy, soaked rice, vegetables, tofu. It's a really filling meal. Of course, a lot of Westerners probably wouldn't want to eat this for the breakfast, but when you've been in Taiwan for a long time, you just get used to it. This is absolutely amazing. Heaven in a box. Another cool thing about this place is that it's near to one of the biggest and most complete Qing era houses in the whole of Taiwan. This place, the Wufeng Lin Family Mansion. It's one of Taiwan's 4 great gardens, along with the Lin Family Mansion in Banqiao, the Wu Family Garden in Tainan, and the Beiguo Mansion in Hsinchu, although I've never heard of that last one, and I've lived in Hsinchu for almost 4 years now. I have to go back and check it out. It's also the only one of the 4 that I've been to. I came here during the Lunar New Year holiday a few years back, as this place is literally just a stone's throw from the in-laws. Anyway, we'll talk more about that later. First, we're going to go on a walk. Just a few hundred meters from the Lin Mansion is the trailhead to Azaowu, another of Taiwan's Xiaobaiyue. Azaowu is also the old name for Wufeng district. According to online sources, this region was originally known by its indigenous name Azaowu, before being transliterated into the Chinese Azaowu. It was renamed again around the turn of the 20th century, becoming Wufeng. Anyway, to hike to Mount Azaowu, you can start from the picturesque grounds of the former Taiwan Provincial Assembly Building, which is now a museum that documents the island's transition to democracy. From the museum, it's a gentle 1-hour climb up to the summit that takes you through farm roads and fruit orchards. For this peak, I would recommend following a GPX, as there are so many little paths and not that many signs, so it's very easy to get lost. I took the wrong path a couple of times and would have been in trouble without my phone. Azaowu was designated as a Xiaobaiyue back in 2006 when the list was created, apparently because of the excellent views from the trail. And having done it, I would have to agree, as the views were indeed excellent. Although I wouldn't fancy doing this peak in the summer, as there is not too much shade. If you must do it during the warmer months, then an early start is recommended. And now, back to the house. Now this housing complex is absolutely massive and it's split into several parts, but for the purpose of this video I'm only going to have a look around the lower one. In fact, to look around the upper house you need to buy another ticket, but it's $250 just to have a look around this house, which is it's quite pricey. But when you hear about the history of the Lin family, you'll understand why this place is so big, and that's what's particularly interesting to me. It's the historical events that members of the Lin clan were involved in over the years. The first Lin to come to Taiwan, Lin Shi, arrived in 1746 from Jiangzhou in Fujian province and settled in nearby Dali district. And while future generations of the Wufeng Lins were to rise to power and prominence off the back of their support for the Qing authorities in China, Lin Shi was in fact executed by them for his alleged participation in the 1786 anti-Qing uprising known as the Lin Shuangwen Rebellion. After relocating to Wufeng, one of those future generations, Lin Wencha eventually became one of the Qing's go-to guys when they were looking for some muscle. Battle-hardened by years of disputes with rival clans and indigenous tribes here in Taiwan, Wencha and his men were called on by the Qing to fight in China around the middle of the 19th century, during the Taipei Rebellion. Following his death, Wencha's eldest son, Lin Jiadong, continued the family tradition, helping the Qing authorities to recruit militiamen to hold off the invading French forces around Geelong during the Sino-French War in 1884. As a reward, the Lin family was granted the camphor monopoly for Taiwan, at one point controlling up to a tenth of the island's entire camphor trade, shipping this valuable resource to Hong Kong through Lugang and Wuqi, or present-day Taichung port. Which kind of makes me curious as to whether the Lins ever had any dealings with William A. Pickering during the Camphor War of 1868, as the confiscated camphor was actually stored in a warehouse in Wuqi, and the dates kind of align. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then go and watch this video up here. Owners of large swathes of land from here in Wufeng way out to the coast, the Lins also employed many tenant farmers to till their land, turning them into one of Taiwan's first ever industrial families. No wonder they could afford to build such a big house. And on the subject of this house, there is a lot of really interesting information about the house itself and the meaning behind the architecture of it, and especially the pièce de la résistance, which is this beautiful stage in the courtyard behind me. But I'm not going to go into the details about that in this video. So I will point you in the direction of an article written by a good friend of mine, Mr. Tyler Cottony, that appeared recently in the Taipei Times. I'll put the link in the description so you can read that and find out more about the beautiful Wufeng Lin Jiayuan. That was a really enjoyable little wander around the house, and in fact a really nice day. If you've ever got a spare day, you should get yourself down to Wufeng. You can have a little walk up to Azaowu in the morning, then come down, check out the beautiful Lin Jia house in the afternoon. And also you can have some breakfast or some lunch at the Quang Ro Fan restaurant to give you the energy beforehand or afterwards. So yeah, it was a really enjoyable day out. I'd recommend it. Anybody, if you fancy a day out in Central Taiwan, get yourself down to Wufeng and check out these places. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget, give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you want to help support the channel, there's 3 ways. I've got to pay for these entrance tickets somehow. There's thanks down below. Buy me a coffee or a Quang Ro. And there's channel memberships. And that's it for today. Heading home now, guys. So take it easy. I'll see you next time. Over and out.